Right. Today's goal is to not get covered in mud like yesterday. Get my gloves back on here. Had to stop on the trail for a little snack. Had some peanuts and some Propel. So we're in the Croatan National Forest in North Carolina, Craven County, North Carolina to be exact. And we're just, exploring some trails back in here in the Black Swamp Trail System. Oh, my trusty pig and me are off. One of the main things about the Croatan that I've noticed since I've moved down here and started riding in it is there's a lot of mud back in here. Like this is a calm trail. There's the one trail I tried to go up yesterday. It was four-wheel drive four-wheelers and side-by-sides only. There's no way this thing would have made it. I mean, those holes were deep. Oh. Alright. Trying to stay out of as many holes as I possibly can. Unless I absolutely have to go down into one, which is a pretty decent rider, so that shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but it shouldn't. This way. Got to stay out of me and the pine trees have become quite good friends since I started riding back in here. Alright. Running out through here. I mean this right here, this kind of terrain, this area, stuff like this really is what the KLR is made for. Yeah, it's not fast, it's not flashy, but I mean, this right here, this is what it's made for, this kind of terrain. And I'm sure that's not deep at all. Alright, came in from the left, so let's go out this way a little bit, see what happens. I roughly know about where I'm at, so shouldn't be getting lost or anything. But you're probably going to see a lot of up and down and up and down and up and down, because there's a lot of this kind of terrain out here where the road's mostly smooth, you can get down on it. Wind running 28, 30 miles an hour, somewhere around there. But there's also a lot of terrain that you can't really set down on, because it's pretty washed out and rough, because a lot of the guys on four-wheelers, well, I'm sure women too, but come back in here and get in these holes and rut them out. Which, yeah, makes it more fun for them, but in the end, us two-wheeled guys and girls, it kind of sucks, because they get in here with four-wheel drive and big mud tires and everything, and they bore these they bore these holes out, to where if we accidentally go into one, if we can't get around it, there's no telling where the bottom's at. It happened to me yesterday. I was riding one of the other trails back on the other side of the forest, and I was riding up a road just like this, and a hole kind of similar to this one right here. I know this one's not very deep, but kind of similar to that right there was just kind of right there in the trail, and I was like, oh, surely it's not that deep. So I was like, oh, sure, we'll go through it, and I went into it, and I shouldn't have went into it. Luckily, I put these tough D-Sports on a few weeks ago, so after I fell off the bike into the mud and went up to my knees, boots were filled, all that kind of stuff, I was able to shut the bike off, get up. It stood back up. There's actually some pictures on my Facebook of it, but and get it started and get it to claw its way out. But if I had the tires that came on this bike on it, I mean, there's a good chance I'd still be there digging this thing out. I had a set of Shinko 705s on it when I bought it, and me and Shinkos, we don't get along so well. I had a couple bad experiences with one of my other KLRs. I was riding in the woods when I still lived back in West Virginia, and there's this little valley that I was up in the woods, and I had done it a million times on a dirt bike, and I was like, oh, surely the KLR can do it. I mean, it's not that steep, it's not that bad, but what I forgot to think of was it was underneath the tree canopy, so therefore both of the sides of the valley were covered in wet mud and leaves. And I got down into the bottom of that thing, and I could not get myself to come back out. I tried and tried and tried. I dropped the bike, I threw the bike, I tried hitting it as fast as I could, I tried hitting it as slow as I could, and I could not get it out. I was up there for like 2 hours trying to get the bike out. And I'd finally given up. Luckily I wasn't too far away from the road, and I just happened to call my buddy, and they just by happenstance happened to be coming down the same road that I was riding off the side of. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll stop and help you out. And luckily they did, or well, like I said, there's a chance I'd still be there getting that thing out. See, like this hole right here, I don't even want to know what's in the bottom of it. We're going to go around that. It might only be a couple inches deep, but if I've learned anything from riding out here, if it seems like it's a couple inches deep, yeah, you might as well go ahead and check that to a couple feet. I guarantee it. That's just my opinion. If you want to come out here and get in one of those holes on your KLR, your dirt bike, whatever, I mean, go for it, by all means. Just don't call me when you're up to the fucking handlebars in mud trying to get out. But yeah, I just figured this is my second motovlog I've ever tried. The one I recorded a couple days ago, well, the camera angle was all off, and pretty much all you saw was that right there. And I was like, yeah, nobody's gonna want to watch that, because I even sat and watched it, and I was like, yeah, I feel like I'm hurting my neck trying to watch this video. I mean, the commentary was good and everything, but the angle was just all off. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to do anything like that. I'm not gonna post it anywhere, so we're trying again. I don't know how much farther out through here I'm gonna go. I know where this road ends, but we got a ways to go. And I don't think I want to try to get out there. I might try to get up here to the bog and turn around, but I don't exactly know how far away it is up through here. I think it's coming up, but I don't know for sure. I think it's up there, but I don't, like I said, I don't know for sure. I know before you get there, you start seeing a lot of this real deep, nasty stuff. Try to stay out of it at all costs, because like I said earlier, that's fucking hole to swallow your bike. But I'm not quite sure. We'll turn on right here. That seems like a good spot. I'm sure that goes out through there somewhere, but me being by myself, I know roughly where I'm at, but I don't at the same time. And I hate to get back in there and get stuck, or God forbid get back there and wreck and get hurt, and then I'd be stuck. Now I do have cell phone service and everything, but try explaining to your wife where you're at on the fucking trail on a motorcycle. See how happy she is. The main thing I don't like about this Croatan mud though is it's that black mud, which is, I mean, not like sewer stink mud or anything, but it's like black mud, so it's stained. You can actually see a couple little spots on my tank where I didn't get it all off you the other day. Black mud. I mean, like I said, it doesn't stink or anything, but it's stains and it's really difficult to get off. So whenever I get home after this ride, I'm gonna have to probably get the pressure washer out, clean it off the best I can. Because, I mean, I understand it's a KLR, it's supposed to be dirty. I mean, it's a pig, they roll in the mud, but if it doesn't have to be covered in mud, I don't want it covered in mud. I worked in a mine for a while, and of course, when I was younger, 16-year-old me is like, oh, mud makes it look cool, mud makes it everything, oh yeah. And then I worked in a mine for a little while, working on the pickups and everything that were there, and then I realized then just how much mud really damages and tears stuff up. And I wish I could go back and tell 16-year-old me the same thing, but that's all behind us now. I know for the future though, and I'm sure whenever I have kids, I'll tell them the same thing my dad told me. Oh, you don't want to let that mud set on there, but they're going to do the exact same thing I did. Go back to third. Exact same thing I did, and be like, oh no, I know better than you, I know more than you, this mud makes it look cool, it fits in the high school parking lot. I mean, it does, yes, but speaking from experience, it is hard on shit. My God, is it hard on shit. It's the tractor factor right there. I'm in third gear, and all you gotta do is just keep feeding her fuel, and she'll keep on trucking. A lot of these big bore 650s are like this, or the DRs, the XRs, the KLRs especially. They're like that. Any of your big bore thumpers, they'll pretty much tractor their way up just about anything. You just keep feeding her fuel, and she'll keep pulling. That's something my mind makes my mouth do when I come up with something like that. I don't know why, I don't know when it started, I don't know why it started, but if I'm out riding like this and I come up on something real fast, like this hole right here, my mind will go brakes, 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 brakes. Kind of like I'm a rally car driver or something. Which, I mean, I guess it kind of works, but at the same time, I'm sure if you could hear me on the Cena, which nobody can because I'm by myself, but you would get quite annoyed with me constantly commentating on everything. Or you might not. I guess it depends on who you are. But yeah, I mean, hell, you guys are in the area. I'm in ENC in eastern North Carolina. I live in Craven County. You guys are in the area, you want to come ride sometime, let me know. Hit me up on TikTok. I think it's Fox Rider Corp. I think that's what it is. Same username I've had since high school. Don't judge me. I made it a long time ago when I got my Instagram. Ever since then, I just kind of use it for everything. And yeah, I know it's kind of dorky, and I haven't raced in years, but I can't give it up. It's part of me, I guess. Yeah, I think it's Fox Rider Corp. I should come up pretty quickly. I've got about somewhere around 10,000 followers, so you might be able to find me pretty quickly. If not, I'm sure I'll be down there somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm a power sports mechanic by trade and motorcycle rider by night, I guess you would say. I've ridden a little bit of everything. I had a Concours 1400 for a while that I shouldn't have bought, but I did buy when I was younger. And of course I did all kinds of work to it, and the last time I got it dynoed 196 horsepower. And of course, me being me, and me at the time was like, oh, it makes 196 horsepower. Everywhere I go, I gotta go 160 miles an hour. Yeah, that's when you're passing trees and construction cones and they look like solid lines, you kind of rethink your decisions, which is, well, I'm on a KLR now. And I mean, this KLR, this is my second KLR, and I mean, you can't beat them for the price you pay for them and what they're capable of. But the thing about a KLR, they are capable of just about everything, but they are not really good at anything. A common phrase for this bike is the jack of all trades and master of none, which is accurate. It'll get you there, but it's not going to get you there fast. And it's not going to get you there fast, and it's not going to get you there without some minor issues. But once you do the work to them, these things are like tanks. They are unkillable, and anybody that rides a KLR will tell you the exact same thing. Yeah, you got to do the doohickey mod, and if you want to, you do the thermobob and a couple other little things, but once you get them where you want them, you can put 100,000 miles on one of these and they won't bat an eye. There's actually a guy on YouTube, which if you watch any other motorcycle channels, I'm sure you've seen him, called Fortnite. He's out of Canada, and he torture tested a KLR 650. And the only thing that managed to take it out was he had jumped it, and KLRs are notorious for really, really soft suspension in their stock form. And he knocked the, I think he knocked the drain plug out of the bottom of the oil pan. And it lost all its oil, and he couldn't drive it anymore. But a little bit of JB Weld later, I think he got it fixed. I don't remember, it's been a while since I've seen the video, but yeah, check it out. I thought it was interesting. If you like KLRs, I'll pick up the pace a little bit. Getting out towards the edge of the trail here, so I'll pick up the pace a little bit. But yeah, once you get these things set up, I mean, they're probably one of the best bikes you can get, and I'll be the first to admit to you that KLRs are the best, worst bikes on the road. They've got their issues, but I mean, so does everything. But yeah, anybody that rides a KLR, even with its problems, will still defend that bike to its death, which will probably outlive you, to be honest. I mean, there's not much to them. I mean, 649 cc liquid cooled head thumper engine with a carburetor and a basic electronic system. That's another good word for a KLR, basic or average. matter of fact, probably violently average. Because like I stated, I mean, it'll get you there. It's not going to get you there fast, and it's not going to get you there the most comfortable, but it'll get you there. Now, yeah, you can take your $16,000 KTM or your $20,000 GS, do the exact same thing that I'm doing right now. But why would you want to pay the kind of money when you can spend $3 grand on a KLR or less? I'm picking things up on Facebook for cheap, or less, and have the exact same amount of fun, and probably less trips to the shop in the end. Oh yeah, GS's, KTMs, Husqvarnas, they're all nice. They're all really nice bikes, but if you're looking to get into the sport, if you're looking to be basic, well, not be basic, if you're looking to get into the sport with just an average bike that's not going to turn any heads, you're not going to be scared of, then why not a KLR? I mean, honestly, why not a KLR? They're not great, but they're good. They're good, and that's all that really matters, isn't it, right? As long as they're good enough, should be all you need. All right, we'll see you in the next one.